Sci-Fi movie nerds, and welcome to another episode of the Sci-Fi Movie Guy. I'm going to be trying a little different format this week because everything that I've read on the internet says that your attention span will only last 5 minutes. So let's see if we can do the news this week in under 5 minutes. So, Star Wars Celebration recap. We have the 40th anniversary panel, the Last Jedi panel, the Rebels panel, and the Star Wars Battlefront 2 panel. So basically, unless you went to Orlando to hang out with all the nerds like me, you probably didn't learn anything new sitting at home like I did, streaming it in bed while getting yelled at your wife or mother to clean the Cheetos out from under the covers. This, I can tell you right now, is really disappointing to me because we got hardly any new news. We got the new Last Jedi trailer, and we got Dave Filoni changing his shirt throughout in between the trailer of Rebels, where it went from Ahsoka Lives ? To Ahsoka Lives ! Now, we know Dave Filoni loves to tease us. Was that him saying that Ahsoka is alive? Was that saying Ahsoka will come back as an owl or a wolf? We won't find out. Now, the next story, during a new interview with ABC during Star Wars Celebration this past weekend, Lucasfilm chief Kathleen Kennedy revealed that Carrie Fisher will make her final bow as General Leia Organa in the upcoming Star Wars The Last Jedi. The news comes just as Fisher's brother, Todd Fisher, said they would use footage of Carrie from the last two movies in the series to fill in Episode 9. Kathleen Kennedy also said to the media this week that we will not be getting an announcement on new standalone films until this summer. This doesn't mean that the character Leia won't be in Episode 9. It just means that they won't be using old footage or CGI to bring back the girl I first fell in love with in a gold bikini. In other news, a new Force for Change video was released yesterday, featuring Warwick Davis showing off a behind-the-scenes look at the new Star Wars story centering on a young Han Solo. MTV also caught up with Kathleen Kennedy at Star Wars Celebration and caught a clarifying statement from the president of Lucasfilm regarding Disney CEO Bob Iger. Old man Iger said, "We will find out how Han Solo got his name in the new movie," and it took Kathleen Kennedy almost a week to shut down all the crying on social media and explain that what the man who can fire her really meant to say is, "We'll find out how Han Solo made a name for himself as the best smuggler in the galaxy." Good old Bob should stop trying to break the internet by talking about Star Wars in public and go back to playing in a swimming pool full of money. In a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, newly appointed Batgirl director Joss Whedon got to talking about his upcoming adaptation, where he dropped some interesting information about his take on the character and why she should exist in the current DC extended universe. He wanted to do another origin story, as fans would then be able to see what would drive a girl to become a vigilante. How about having the police commissioner shining his badge and gun at the front door every time a boy comes knocking to take you out on a date? No repressed anger there. In other news, a new interview with Slash Film director James Gunn revealed that Adam Warlock was originally going to be a part of his upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but he thought this was one too many characters to focus on, so he's going to save him for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Nothing like saying, but not saying, that you didn't have enough ideas for the third movie, so we'll save that for the next $500 million paycheck. While Deadline is reporting that Doctor Strange director Scott Derrickson is heading up a new adaptation of the comic series Lock and Key for Hulu, the report also reveals that Derrickson is expected to return for Doctor Strange 2. Like anyone thought for a moment that Derrickson would stick with TV after he got a taste of that big screen catering table full of cocktail shrimp and buttered chicken instead of stale sandwiches and a veggie platter. Also in other news, a recent interview with BlackFilm.com, standout Deadpool actress Leslie Uggams, who played the lovable yet fierce Blind Al opposite Ryan Reynolds, confirmed she would return for its sequel in Deadpool 2. I'm sure you are all just as shocked as I am, because I thought that role was played by Nichelle Nichols from Star Trek, who played Uhura. Who knew? And on Monday night, a number of outlets were invited to a behind-the-scenes look at Marvel Studios, in which one of the biggest reveals came when Kevin Feige confirmed to THR that in addition to Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man 2, Tom Holland's Peter Parker Spider-Man will also be in the untitled Avengers 4. Wow, what a surprise. You're going to put a Spider-Man in another Avengers movie. And that's the sci-fi news this week as I sees it. So, I know that's a lot of stories, and I usually comment after each one, but some of these are just stories. I really would like to focus a little bit at the end of this show just on Star Wars Celebration. Now, I did live stream it at home, watching all the panels, looking, and I wanted a couple of things out of this that I didn't get. I wanted to know what the next standalone movies were. I was hoping that Ewan McGregor would be there, which he wasn't, and I was really surprised about that because I was sure that Ewan McGregor would be at Celebration and they would announce an Obi-Wan standalone film. They didn't do that. I'm kind of surprised, but that's just the way it goes. It was nice to see Hayden Christensen there because Hayden Christensen has gotten a lot of flack for the way that he played Anakin Skywalker in the prequels. And I just want you to know that an actor is only good as his director, and George Lucas hired directors for Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi for a reason. He's not a real director. He is a creator. He is a story writer. He is a technology genius. He has a lot of money that he wants to invest in making new technologies, but he knew he wasn't that great of a director. But when he did the prequels, he directed all three of them, and we all know that was a big mistake. I love George Lucas. I worship the altar Lucas is on, but he shouldn't have directed those, and we would have got a much better performance out of Hayden Christensen. He is a good actor. I've seen him in other movies, and I hope that he gets a chance to come back in The Last Jedi and be a Force ghost and be directed by somebody like Rian Johnson, because we're going to see a different Anakin Skywalker. So that's the news this week in sci-fi. Please let me know in the comment section below what you think of the new format. Again, I was told to try to keep it under 5 minutes. I'm a little over 5 minutes, but I hope you stuck with me. Tune in next week and we'll talk more sci-fi. This is Mike. You can reach me on email, movieguysyfi@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at movieguysyfi. And remember, everybody, nerds rule the world.